Hey guys, it is December 15th for me, and it will be let's see, the 17th for you. So this is probably the closest video that I've done in a while. I was going to do my cash stuffing today, but I'm miserable. So we're going to do something a little bit different. I got my budget book here, I don't want to say it's a budget binder, it's more like ring system. It is from Happy Planner. And I decided to just bite the bullet and go for it and try to really keep track of everything this year or the coming year in 2024. This is undated. They still have these. Actually, I was really mad because I ordered it one day and it was $20.99, right? The next day it was $9.99. I could probably get them to do a price adjustment, but we'll just leave it like it is. So if you are new here, my name is Courtney. I do cash stuffing. I do savings challenges. I do stuff with planning and stationery as well when I can, and the odd Dollar Tree haul, because it's, Dollar Tree is a hobby at this point, right? So let's get into this. This is, like I said, an undated 12-month budget planner from Happy Planner. They do have a lot of these in the store right now. They have this particular one. They have a brand new one that's actually two brand new ones that are really pretty. And they have the guided journals, which are different. The guided journals kind of have the same feel, but they explore more into why you're spending and not what you're spending. And honestly, I'm thinking about getting one of those too, just to kind of keep it like, am I emotionally spending? Am I thoughtlessly spending? You just never know. So this is going to be kind of a chatty video. So sit in with a tea, a coffee. Let's get started. So first and foremost, we have the hello page. I'm going to put my name here. It does say it's a budget edition. And you'll notice the tabs have no months. Like I said, though, this is the undated one. There is, I think, 2 dated ones for 2024, but the undated ones will come with these. They're tabs. So you'll just peel one of these. I'm not going to try to do this on camera, but it does come with these. And I'll do these later on when I don't have a migraine. Okay. So let's see what else is in here. I think this is kind of like, sort of more like a traditional planner in a way. So you have where it says financial goals right here. Important dates. Maybe these can be used for like when a bill is due. And then it's unexpected spends. Keep track of events and unexpected expenses that pop up during the month. I think that's pretty cool. I think just having this is pretty nice. Then you have, of course, the divider. It has a monthly spread, which we'll be using these instead of one of my personal planner for budgeting. And if you don't know, it does have a Sunday start. Here we go, Sunday start. And you'll have to fill these in yourself, which is fine. And a note section just in case you want to keep track of, paydays, upcoming things like school trips, kids' expenses, payments on Affirm for things like tires, which I'm about to have to buy. My car is falling apart. Anyway, and then I'm not going to really be doing a lot here with you guys, but I'm just going to be showing you what this looks like. And this is the first time I'm actually flipping through this myself. So we're doing this together. So in the top, it says for the month of, right here, for the month of, and you put January, February, whenever you're starting this. And you have your incomes, which we have 3 checks, which is perfect. It says income number 1, income number 2. But I usually have 2 checks and Jay has 1 that comes in. Then you have a section here that says totals. So income, expenses, and remaining, which this is actually pretty nice. Because if you really want to know what you're spending and what can be going into savings, that's perfect. Over here it says housing. So I'm not really sure. Well, we'll go through it. It says housing and then different amounts here, and you check it off. Food, utilities, which there's a lot. I don't really have that many. Personal, transportation, entertainment, medical, and other. And on the other side, you have a savings tracker, accounts and debts, and a no spend. So it says try not to spend money on anything outside necessities for at least 1 week during this month. LOL. And then it has a little section for you to report back, and that just says report back. And then you go into the weekly expenses over here, and it has a pre-made list. So you know the date, the expense or description, amount, need or want. So this is actually really nice for me. I'm gonna put this down so I can talk. The need/want. I am trying really hard not to buy everything that I want. And I've been doing this for about 2 years now, where I really, really look at something and I go, do I need it? And a lot of the time I go, no, I don't need it. And then there's some times when, you're feeling down, you feel like I haven't bought myself anything personal in a long time other than, my medicine, my own necessities, like I bought a shower gel, but I really needed it. And you kind of go, but I need a shower gel so I can take a shower. You know what I mean? And there's some times where you're just like, you know what? I want Dutch Bros today. I need to go get Dutch Bros. I need a coffee. You feel like you need it, right? But it's really a want. And it's okay to have those wants and desires and to get them sometimes. If you guys see seasonings, don't worry. I had a crock pot up here earlier. Anyway, if you're new here, I film in my kitchen. That's just what I do. Anyway, but you have to know it's okay sometimes to spend money on yourself, even if it's like $10. If you look at your stuff and you go, you know what, all my bills are paid and I have $50 extra, I can go to Dutch Bros today and still have $45 left over for whatever we need for this week. And it's okay sometimes to be selfish. And I think everybody needs to be reminded of that sometimes. It's okay to be selfish sometimes. And the bottom though, it says, where do I deserve a gold star? Is there anything I can do better next week? These two remind me of the goal setting or the guided journals, because they kind of give you a glimpse as to what you're doing, or why you're doing it. So say this week in particular, as an example, where do I deserve a gold star? Well, when we went on vacation, on the last day, I literally had $120 left over in our travel binder. So I decided, you know what, the last day we went to a bistro. There were 5 of us. I picked up the whole tab. It was almost $100. And I was like, you know what, it's a nice thing to do. Is there anything else I can do? Is there anything I can do better next week? Kind of cut down on eating out, which is of course an expense. We ate out every day we were gone. You know what I mean? And then over here you have another one, weekly expenses, and it does say week of, so you can put that there. And the same 2 bottom questions, and I think those are really nice for thought-provoking, kind of like, how do I do this? Actually, there's a lot of these in here, more than what we would need for January. But then the last page, you have take note, and this is just a little note section where you can kind of maybe write your thoughts and ideas about the month, or a reflection maybe. Then a checklist here, and it's actually pretty long and important. it starts again. Actually, there's a note page. Front. Oh, just a note page. A whole note page, which is different for Happy Planner because they don't normally give you a whole note page at the end. And then you start again over here for February where you do like a dashboard kind of thing. I'm going to try to find, see, is there like a little one that's cute? Okay, I'm just going to leave this here while I talk to you guys. So the reason I wanted to do this, like I said, is because I want to really take note of what we're spending money on, and I want to have a good deal of savings at the end of the year. I want to be able to take the dogs when we travel again. I want to be able to take them when we go to Arizona. I want to be able to take them when we go to Sal Padre again. We have an entire year for this. We're not going back to Page until November of next year, at least. And we're not going back to Sal Padre till, I want to say, we're not going back until probably December of next year. So learning how to save money, like really save money, is different for me. I grew up poor, you know, not dirt poor. You know, my parents, you know, they had to rely on, you know, state benefits sometimes. And, you know, my mom did the best she could. My dad did the best he could. But now that I'm in a position where we don't really need those things, I can start really thinking about our future. And it sounds really sad because there are people, and I see them, they are, you know, in their 20s, in their early 30s, and they're buying their house, they're buying their land. I feel like there's like a little situational gap sometimes between them and my generation, which I just turned 40 in October. My husband's 42. There's just such a huge gap there. We're like, yeah, we're renting. We can't really afford to get or to buy a house, you know. We can't afford to buy land. It's, you know, living paycheck to paycheck, and that's very difficult. We haven't tried to get a mortgage. I will be very honest about that. And the reason for that is I'm not a handyman. Jay's not a handyman. And I know if something breaks in our house, my dad's too old to come fix it, even though he probably knows how to. So we're kind of like, do we want to rent long term? Do we want to buy something and just kind of, you know, put those expenses to someone else? Like if something breaks, we have to pay somebody to come in and do it. It's a big thought process. And for right now, we have a really good landlord. The maintenance team is awesome. We don't pay a lot in rent. And we know if we do want to move out, they do have other properties. Hopefully in the future, they do have one that fits us a little bit better than the apartment does right now, but I'm not complaining. We just kind of want to see what we're doing and where with our money. That is a big thing, because at the end of the month, I'm looking and I go, we paid all of our bills. We paid for our groceries. We paid for gas. We had everything together, and we have just a little bit left over. And before, we didn't have anything left over. Before I started doing cash stuffing, if it wasn't a bank account, I'd just be like, you know what? I have $50. I'm going to go to Amazon and buy what I want. I'll go to Etsy and buy what I want. I'll go to Happy Planner and buy what I want. My husband knows my planners are worth the money. I sit down and I really plan everything. When I told him I wanted to get a budget one, he was kind of confused. He's like, why couldn't you just do that in your regular planner? But I showed him the breakdown in this one on the website, and he was kind of like, that is really how did he put it? He said it was very technical. It's very clinical. It's very in-depth to do it this way. And I said, yeah, I want to do this way for a year. That way we can see what we're doing. We can see what we're spending, where we're spending it, what we're spending it on, and why. So that if we want a better 2025, we can look at 2024 and learn from our mistakes, or learn from things that actually worked, and continue to implement those things in the future. These books, people think they're expensive, they're not worth the money, but really they are. If you're really serious about figuring out your money, your debt, your life, a planner, a regular planner for your personal life and a planner for your budget is essential. These are not things I think of as luxuries. I really don't. I have never thought of a planner as a luxury. I've never thought of and I thought this a few years ago was unnecessary. But the more I look at people using them and how they're using them, I think it's necessary. If you're serious, you can definitely make one of these on your own. There are other places that have them, you know, but like I said, 20 bucks, right? $20, and you're thinking $20, and the other ones are, you know, 30 when they're not on sale. There are other ones that are cheaper. There are other ones on Etsy that people make custom. They have a really hefty price tag. And then I say divide that by 12, because this is what you're getting per month, right? So that's why I can't be mad. I'm like, $20 for something that I'm going to use for an entire year. You know, what else can you say that about, right? Anyway, I think I have rambled more than enough about everything here. I'm going to set this up with the months here soon. And we're going to do a whole... I am nervous and excited for this. We're going to be honest, and that's how I am. You guys know that. I don't sugarcoat anything about my life here. I tell you the good stuff. I tell you the bad stuff. I tell you the in-between stuff. And sometimes I get a little personal. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. But I think when it comes to your life and your budget, they're very intertwined. So being real and doing stuff like this is holding me accountable, and you guys are holding me accountable. So I'm nervous to get started with this, but excited at the same time. Having said that, I am going to go take some migraine medicine, cook the puppies some lunch. I'll talk to you guys about that in another video. I'll just go ahead and tell you guys, we had last week, Comet started projecting his kibble, so started making food for both of them. And then yesterday morning, before we came home from the island, my aunt let me know that Star jumped off the back of her couch and hurt her foot. So we're watching that as well. It's a special time. Migraines, special diets for the dogs, swollen dog feet. Her foot is not broken, by the way. It's not. It's very sprained. So we're just going to be taking it very carefully, very slowly for her. Anyway, having said all that, the next video that you guys are going to see me do, I'm going to be doing my cash stuffing and then the restuffing of my savings binder, so we can have that set up for 2024. Get a little head start on that. And oh my goodness, this is 18 minutes long already. I will see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.